In this section, we are going to talk about Glbp protocol. Gateway Load Balancing Protocol, Glbp, is a Cisco proprietary protocol that attempts to overcome the limitations of existing redundant router protocols by adding basic load balancing feature. There are two roles in Glbp of routers, and they are Active Virtual Gateway and Active Virtual Forwarder. The first one, in the Active Virtual Gateway, members of the Glbp group select a router as Active Virtual Gateway from among themselves. Other group members wait in the standby to take action when AVG is inaccessible. Active Virtual Gateway assigns a virtual MAC address for each member of the Glbp group. One of the main tasks of Active Virtual Gateway is to listen to ARP requests that are towards to the default gateway IP address and respond to this request with the MAC address of Glbp group members. Thus, Active Virtual Gateway also provides load sharing between members. And each gateway is responsible for forwarding packets sent by virtual MAC address assigned by the Active Virtual Gateway, and these gateways are called Active Virtual Forwarder. Within the Glbp group, there can be up to 4 Active Virtual Forwarders. And here are the states of Glbp. We have different states for Virtual Gateway and Virtual Forwarder. For Virtual Gateway, disable means there is a part of the Glbp configuration, but the virtual IP is not configured or learned. Initial means virtual IP is configured or learned, but the configuration is not yet complete. The corresponding interface must be operational in layer 3 and should be capable of IP routing. The listen means hello packets are received by the virtual gateway. Speak means virtual gateway tries to be active or standby. Standby means gateway in this case is ready to be Active Virtual Gateway in the case there is a problem in the Active Virtual Gateway. Active means this gateway is Active Virtual Gateway and responds to the ARP requests made to the virtual IP address. And let's take a look to the 4 virtual forwarder states. Initial means the virtual MAC address has been learned, but the virtual forwarder configuration is not yet completed. The related interface can work in layer 3 and must be capable of IP routing. Listen means the virtual forwarder in this case gets the hello packets and is ready to go in the active state if the current active virtual forwarder becomes inaccessible. And the active state means the device in the active state is Active Virtual Forwarder and it's responsible to respond to packets arriving to the virtual forwarder MAC address. And here's the configuration of the Glbp. Let's take a look. It's almost same with the VRRP and the Glbp. As you can see that we go under the interface mode, we assign an IP address, then we assign the Glbp and Glbp group number and IP of the Glbp address, then we can define priority and preemption as well. We have 3 Glbp load balancing options. They are weighted, host dependent, and the round robin. Let's take a look to the weighted first. The load sent to router varies depending on the weight value advertised by the router in the state. In the host dependent, a host is guaranteed to use the same virtual MAC address as long as the virtual MAC address joins the Glbp group. And in the round robin, a load balancing algorithm which each virtual forwarder responds to incoming ARP requests for a virtual IP address. And please keep in mind that this is the default algorithm. And here is the authentication of Glbp. Glbp also supports the MD5, and you can use GLBP, GLBP group member, authentication, MD5, and key string, and this is the string that we are gonna use for the authentication. And you can also make the GLBP object tracking too, and here is the configuration how you can do it, and that's the same logic between the HSRP and VRRP.